double to geometry. What is that doing then? I mean, come on. So vague. Apparently it takes pixel coordinates. Update grabbed. I guess update grabbed is called with a clickable index and a new position. What is that new position then? Center. Plot update grabbed. Plot update grabbed does the following thing. It gets the trackable using the clickable index grabbed point. If convert is not true, then pixel X and pixel Y are actually point coordinates, which is also super vague. I suppose that means they are actually plot coordinates then. Not true. Okay, so if this is false, then we use that. We just get cairowindow point, which is cairowindow point. Yeah, that is a plot coordinates. Okay, if there are restrictions, then call the restriction. So this is just pass new position in. Get possibly restricted new position back. And then we call moved. So moved takes plot coordinates. Draggable moved. Point is a draggable. What? Draggable. If it's a pure virtual function, so yeah, that then should be have been implemented. How do you call it? Overridden by the point, I guess. For example, this moved here then is this point. This is as in that would be plot CS point. Wait a minute. What is being passed here? That is a plot pointer and a new position. Yeah, looks like this one. Totally dishonored. So yeah, we write the new position to that object, and then the point is being added. Add point passing a layer and a style and a this pointer. And then we return geometry. Okay, so what is the geometry of the draggable? This also a virtual function. Returns cairowindow geometry. That is in pixels, so that would still work. So for example, geometry, well, that then again should be like virtual function. Override here. This is this is plot geometry. It's not what you're calling slider geometry. This should be point. No, this is a window. Chest diagram, plot area, shape. Maybe it was a shape actually. No, here's the point. Is this thing overridden or not? Point CS. It's defined here, I guess. Yep. Geometry override. Yep. Okay, so that simply returns the geometry of the draw object. Yeah, well, not much can go wrong there, I think. And now we're going to compare that with if it is not a plot, but instead it is something that has a draggable update, which is a lambda function, which has the coordinate system baked into it. So yep, there's no plot. Just call draggable update. for the given point, passing pixel X and Y. Which then is this update, which is passed to register draggable implementation. And update itself is a function that indeed returns geometry as it should, and these are then pixels. They should be pixels, right? I think so. Pixels in, pixels out. Call this pixels. Stores lambdas. Convert new position. It's not a geometry, it's a bounding box maybe. Trackable update. Yeah, okay, so that It's just functions which are being passed to registered directable implementation, which I think should be private. This is not a header. This is a header. It is private, very good. And we call this update in pixels. And here we also see who is calling it. Could can also rename this, I suppose. Pixels. Damn it, where's my cursor? Update pixels. And that thing is, let's add here the comment again. Convert a new position. One in pixels. Say today relocated or something. So just move, translated, located, bounding box, pixels. So this thing is auto, to just totally templated cell, templated type, and it captures a pointer to the coordinate system. Why? Yeah, it's kind of scary. Well, that means that as long as this thing exists, I'm also not allowed to move the coordinate system. Coordinate system object, that is. Plus, it's a reference to what happens if we change something in the coordinate system. Coordinate system is being rotated, for example. How would that influence this thing? This is capturing by reference, or is it just capturing the pointer to it? And it's calculating the inverse again and again. Meant for the shitty music I have. Okay, let's see. Hello. Yeah, I'm using NeoVim. But you're asking, well, I'm not typing, so I guess you just like the colors. And those are custom. So you can customize it yourself, of course. Don't expect to get nice colors when you start using NeoVim. I want to have a pixel trailing, like I'm doing, like this is X. I should be doing X pixels. On the other hand, if I use this, then usually the type is like literally CS pixels, which is not the case here. This is just a double. So I don't know. Maybe we can leave it like that. I think this is my code. It was written by AI under heavy guidance from me. But yeah, I think it copied it from here. So I can't say it's wrong because I did it. I wrote this myself. Yeah, I changed my mind often as well. So I typed that and then later I think, oh, maybe it's not the best naming. The new position pixels. So here it is doing the right thing. So yes, it is a new position and then underscore pixels because it's pixels coordinate system. So thinking about if I can avoid having to calculate the inverse every time, but if we do that, I could say calculate the inverse here and then capture it in the lambda. But of course then it's static, then it doesn't change anymore. The question is, since I'm capturing a reference to the coordinate system, do I want a code? Yeah, probably. I can imagine I will. It's going to be interesting actually. Maybe I should try that very quickly. Well, not very quickly, but so I could have a coordinate system that is, yeah, I don't know, being drawn, and then have a draggable point in it. And that point is then attached to the coordinate system. So if I translate or even rotate the coordinate system, then the point should move along. Which means that, yeah, we need a reference here, and we need to calculate the inverse then again and again, because unfortunately. That's how it is needed. You need to go from pixels to CS. So this goes from the new position in pixels, which is being passed, to the whatever the coordinate system is, new position. That then is passed to restriction. So if there is no restriction, I doubt that I need this, to be honest. Draggable is assigned a new position. The draggable itself stores. Oh yeah, the draggable itself is in that coordinate system. Let's see, my draggable here is actually a point. The conversion, yeah, the conversion has to take place always, of course. We get pixels and we store it as in the coordinate system. Still, I'd like to compare that with the thing that already existed. Is in the register draggable for plot. That would be this one, which is defined in the .cxx file. Here, that's so much smaller. So this update lambda is null, does not exist, and then rectangle is a geometry. Oh, it's just a registration, of course. It's not very interesting. Now we need to update. Update. That was this one. Update grabbed. Yeah, okay, so in one case the lambda is called, and in this case we call not a lambda, which I was looking at, but some function called update grabbed, and I already looked at it. The plot update grabbed, this one. That also always does in conversion, however. Yeah, the plot is never moved or anything, resize, nothing. So this is a pretty static, can be done static. And then here's the restriction stuff, and then we get draggable moved, and then draggable geometry is returned. I should have remembered that, because that's why I looked at this first. So after restriction, the new position is being passed to the moved member function of draggable. No way I can find it back, of course. Damn it. there it is. Okay, so this is being called, and that does return draggable geometry. And before that it does something completely different. So we have this restriction here, and then moved is not called at all. Why not? All it does is assign a new position and then call add point on the plot. Oh, that's why we can't call it. There is no plot. Okay. Coordinate system add point takes a point handle. Which is a plot CS point. Oh, that is a draggable. I don't see any reason not to make this a const reference. Yeah, this is a bit silly, I think, to check, and this is, well, yeah. Why would that fail? Okay, so someone is calling register draggable, and then the question is it ever going to be past a draggable that doesn't have a draw object? I think we already crashed on it anyway. So that this becomes null. So we crash here. I'm gonna wait till I crash. Now, if I add an assert, I want to have comments with it. What was being done wrong. If this never happens, then, well, nobody can do anything wrong, so why would I assert? It's a bit too paranoid. Oh, loads of errors. No matching function for call to cairowindow register draggable. What? Looks like I lost my register draggable for plots. It should just be here. What? Yeah, something went wrong here. It's just an update pixels in the middle. Added in the middle. No idea how that got there. Those link very slow. This one and the next one. No, that one was reasonable. Right, okay, so I'm working on this program here, bounding box test, and it's an empty window with a dot in it, and the dot is draggable. That's nice. Absolutely no lag due to the continuous inverse calculation, so I don't care about that, I guess. What is the next thing I want to do? Let's see. Commit this, I suppose. Commit div. Commit this. Git div. There's a transform added, an accessor for CS transform pixels. It was used here. I mean accessor. That is in order to calculate that inverse. What to do about it? I'm just not happy with having suddenly a new accessor. So, Feels like this whole lambda should be a member function of the coordinate system. Then I don't need to reveal that anymore because you just have it. So what is the problem with that? Compare that with plot, then what do we have? This is just update pixels. It's moved here, got eventually called. Update crypt. It's a bit difficult to pass this restrictions thing there, I guess. This one is a fixed type for cairowindow point. But yeah, that's not the case. It's not the case here. It's not a fixed type, it's a templated type. But what if I do this as follows? So we have this, but what I really want to do is call a member function on coordinate system called the same as the one on plot, which is also called update grabbed. Update grab plot here takes x and y. We have the draggable already. Then we need to convert, well, the update grab needs to convert it, so we have to pass just the x and y and the restriction. That's it, but we call moved here. But I can change that as well, I think. So something like basically I would like to have it like that. That's possible. But that then should execute all of this. Thus, my coordinate system must have an update grabbed function, which takes these things. So this is now inside coordinate system, so we can just not have an accessor. Yeah, then we need a restriction. And the draggable. Yeah, what am I missing here? I'm missing the restriction and the draggable. Restriction trackable first. Put the restriction last. Now it can only update a point. I have more things that are draggable. But yeah, well. Why is this cost necessary? That is a dark ball as a plot CS point. Oh no, you went over it. The namespace here is CS. Just CS. Yeah, CS point. And this one here then. Point shape. That's rule. Plot point. Ah, this is plot CS. This one and then geometry. Yeah, can just call that directly. Why not? Don't think that CS point is a geometry. Well, because it's private. Okay, that's lame. Yeah, well, might as well make it public. It's public here. Can always cast to the base class. So if this is public, then I might as well make it public over there. Definitely geometry, I guess. I just did not expect that this would be called. Definitely the accessor, that is. Maybe not moved. I don't know. Either that, or I can make it an actual draggable. Yeah, I don't know. This would work. Just add point is not working. It's a point handle. Nope. Okay. Super vague. Okay, let's move this thing to coordinate system. What the hell? Yeah, I moved too much. Shit. Where did I come from? Control T. That belongs here then. Quite. What does this return? Geometry. But. Cairowindow geometry. We are in cairowindow these days. Yep, totally. It's not really a reason to have this in front of it, is it? Do we? No. Well, I can only hope, I guess. I must have done something right, because it's compiling. still works. Guess I did it correctly. So you can get rid of this accessor now. Yeah, I don't like this kind of asserts. Definitely no assert allowed without comments. It just should never happen, of course. It should never happen. Although, yeah, well, actually now we do have multiple. Well, I have two kinds, I guess, clickable plots. Am I also adding an empty one now? Yeah. Yeah, we do. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's dubious because the other objects are not yet coordinate system aware. It's more like the update grabbed, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure to do that then. Yeah, I see that more often. That Codex doesn't understand that if symbol doesn't return anything, you just need to rerun. Make C tags. Maybe I should do that before I ask it anything. We could build it in here. If this function doesn't return anything, then have it run make C tags. What is this? What is with this? Oh boy, transform has to be moved as well. In that case. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it was better to first move transform into cairowindow somehow. Or do I even want that? It's not starting to change code. Yeah, I wouldn't either. It's just too much. Or maybe it is. Evaluating, analyzing. I think it should get back to me before making those changes. Because let me show you here. We have I have transform the current project, and inside that we have cairowindow, and I added to transform coordinate system, and well, so yeah, this transform. I added coordinate system and transform. And coordinate system is using transform because just the main member of the coordinate system. And the AI just figured out that transform in by itself is using qtransform, which means that you have to link with a whole new library, Qt, just for that. So it is quite, how do you say that? Well, a big change for cairowindow to get those two classes, because so then suddenly cairowindow becomes dependent on Qt, which is kind of silly because it's doing the same kind of thing, but definitely not using Qt. Qt is for, I don't know, GUI, including drawing stuff, and Qt has its own drawing stuff. Not using Cairo graphics. Well, cairowindow is of course you're using Cairo graphics to do the drawing. So yeah, it's a bit weird to have qtransform moved into cairowindow, I have to admit. So now I'm not so sure anymore about this change. On one hand, I do want it, but on the other hand, it's at the very least weird that cairowindow would suddenly depend on Qt. Very far-fetched. I think that the only reason I started to write this, this being transform, is because I was using Qt. And then I wanted to do, well, yeah, coordinate transformations. And then the only reason I started to work on cairowindow again was because I wanted to make some drawings that showed, you know, the effect of coordinate transformation. So you could look at that and then say, okay, now I understand what coordinate transformations are. I can even show that. I think that's a part of that is in cairowindow itself. We have tests here. Yeah. To the well, maybe not. Where's the thing? I thought it was called draw coordinate system. That's in tests. No, it's not. There's no draw something here. It's not here. It's just here. We were here. Draw coordinates. Yeah, of course it isn't transform, because I started to write transform basically to make this work. So here you see two coordinate systems, well actually three. But you have green, which is the centered coordinate system, and we have red, which is called the painter coordinate system in this case, and then we have of course the window coordinate system, which has the origin here top left. Then the y-axis is getting more positive downwards like the other two. Axis going positive to the right. And then the question is, you know, how does this work? Well, a point is a point. So I can rotate the red coordinate system, and then this point is defined as +1 minus a half in the red coordinate system, and it's defined as 1 minus a half in the green coordinate system. So if we rotate this thing, then that one stays where it is, and this one, yeah, also stays where it is, but then in the red one. So it's still at 1 minus a half. Can rotate it further. It just moves along, 1 minus a half. Now the coordinate transformation simply means reading one or the other. So if you want to do a coordinate transformation of this point from 1 minus a half in the green coordinate system, then the coordinates in the red coordinate system are, well, about 0.45 or something. And here it is minus 1.4. So that's it. You either use the one axis or the other axis. But there are different numbers. Yeah. So in the green coordinate system, this point has coordinates 1 minus a half, and in the red one it is 0.45 minus 1.4. And that conversion can be made now by my class. You know, just the coordinate system class represents one of these things. So the red one is a coordinate system class, and the green one is a coordinate system class, and the window actually also. Hi, postal dude office guy. Sign your petition. What is it about? Are cute cats involved? Just asking. And it's dead. Okay, can't even close it anymore. It's done talking. Let's see. I don't think it made changes. Huh? So that would be a good thing. Yeah, no changes. Good. Let's see, to get plot and coordinate system are equal, so plot derives from coordinate system, becomes natural. While keeping draggable dump, we need to change who owns the drag semantics. Not entirely wrapping my head around that sentence, but right now plot dragging is polymorphic draggable does redraw. Window arrow plot update. I guess arrow is calls or something. Do window calls plot update grabbed. I think the window is aware where the mouse is. So if you move the mouse with the button, you click on a point and then you drag the point, then the mouse will call update grabbed, because there's only one thing grabbed and then that has to be updated, and it calls that on plot. And then plot update grabbed calls a draggable moved new position, where the draggable is then the point that you are that you grabbed with the mouse. I have only two trackable things, so points and a slider, where the slider is sneakily hijacking a point. So it just doesn't look like a point. Let's see. So yeah, the draggable is being told that it was moved by calling moved on it. And then the move redraws itself by adding itself to the plot again. You can't really move anything, so what I'm doing is I'm just adding it again in a way that the old one is erased and the new one is added, so drawn. It's a matter of destruction and construction. So by assigning this thing here, we construct a new point, and it automatically destructs the old one. So that then it looks like it moves. Whereas coordinate system dragging is owner does the redraw. Window calls a lambda, which calls coordinate system update grabbed, passing a point pointer and the new pixels, and that the coordinate system update grabbed updates the point and redraws via add point. Yeah, that's what I mentioned here before, that there is a difference there. I mentioned that blah, blah. Like here, like moved is being called on so the plot calls moved, and moved assigns it and does the redraw, while in the case of the coordinate system it is the coordinate system update grabbed. So the AI is very good at summarizing what I said as its own as usual. Summarizing is not bad. At least I know we are on one line then. Well, we don't, but it was able to summarize it, so there's some kind of understanding. So yeah, this is correct. I have no idea. Postal dude. Okay, I'll answer you. No, I'm not going to sign your petition, because I don't know what it is about. And I'm not here to sign petitions. Those two models must become the same model. Yep, what's needed? A, make a draggable truly dumb. Concretely stop using and then remove the plot specific virtuals. Set position, moved and convert. Keep only what Windows needs for picking. Geometry. And index plus set index. Clickable index. And end set index, I guess. The thing has an index, yeah, okay. At that point, a draggable no longer knows how to redraw itself. It's just something with the hitbox. Make both plot and coordinate system redraw draggables the same way. I'm not using. Yeah. Could have been written in assembly. Why not use assembly? It's a good question. Maybe because I value my time. i.e. both should have an update grabbed entry point. Both should have an update grabbed entry point. Yeah, in terms of pixels in, geometry out, because that's what X event loop produces. Plot update grab pixels. Yeah, well, they look pretty similar like that. You already did that for coordinate system. Then change plot update grabbed to mirror this. No draggable move call 4 points. It becomes exactly what you wrote for coordinate system. Convert pixels to plot coordinates. Apply restriction in plot coordinates. Assign plot new position. Redraw. Blah blah blah. Okay. Once that works, a point moved becomes dead code and can go away. Very good. See, unify window on one internal mechanism. Window already has the right shape. It doesn't talk about the fact that Qt has to be dragged in. Where does it still come? Qt dependency. Yeah, this still comes. Okay. So window already has the right shape. A type erased update grabbed pixels. Callback stored per draggable. Chosen by grab index. The key is plot should also register via the same callback mechanism. Instead of being a special case stored in clickable plots. I think the AIs have come a long way. Like a year ago, this would not have been possible. Yeah, then clickable plots. And if plot, else split can disappear. The about register draggable. Oops. You're right that entirely through the base class is incompatible with type 70 unless you add. I didn't say that. Huh? Oh, actually, I probably did. Yeah, I'm interested. Like instead of passing draggable by pointer, we are now passing the plot CS point, because that is derived from draggable, but the draggable doesn't know anything about the coordinate system. It's a template less. It's no template there. So yeah. Just read this. We will always make a registration type in the handle type. What you have now is the simplest remains 100% type safe. If you insist on taking plot a draggable pointer for the use of phasing API, then the implementation must recover the actual type. Yeah, dynamic cost. Yeah, no, that is not the reason at all, actually. I mean, that's just nonsense. So, no. And do what anyway? That is just nonsense. Why would you do that? That keeps the signature once. It's not about the signature. Okay, so but realistically, it's still point-only dragging unless you add more dynamic cost pointers. One big practical issue with step 1, moving coordinate system into cairowindow. Your current coordinate system depends on transform, which depends on Qt. If you truly move it into the cairowindow library and then derive plot from it, you either introduce a Qt dependency into cairowindow or replace transform with a cairowindow native affine transformation recommended before plot inherits anything. I think we should do that. I just have to get rid of the whole Q transform here. If I move it into cairowindow. Yeah. That was fast. You definitely care. Debugging is important. This is then to replace it in transform, right? Yeah, so I guess transform. To transform to take extra template parameter. Yeah, this is exactly what I already wrote. I'm thinking about the T here. I don't know what native transform is. So the opposite of Qt transform, I suppose. We have this adapter. Hmm? Hmm. I think you should just delete the T away. I think the T stands for template, but transform was already a template. So if now it adds an adapter as an extra template parameter, then well, yeah, maybe because it's you will always use the using, so it's using something transform is a lot of stuff, and then maybe you want to use transform here, although I'm totally happy with using Qt transform. Can imagine that if this is going to be user code, that the user wants to use, or let's say do, using transform is something, so then that something can no longer be called transform as well, because it's a little bit too generic to you know, we should use something more complex and just transform. Reserve transform for user code, so the user can use it. Or this thing lives in some namespace. Then it doesn't really matter anymore, I guess. Just obscure namespace transform, why not? Leave the T away. Uh-oh, I said right concept. It's coding. Yeah. I think I'm going to bed very soon. So I have transform, which is a project, not an Git submodule. And I want it to become a submodule. So this is submodule, this is submodule, 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 submodule. The only thing that is not submodules is CMake, which is just a directory, and well, source of course as well. So now we want to have a project and then transform as a submodule here. And then cairowindow is going to use transform. Just like utils is using CWDS and CWDS is using utils. It's really bad. Math is using utils and everyone is using this. This is just debugging support. Everyone is using that. Everyone is using utils. Almost everything, or probably everything. But they, you know, they just require that the submodule is present in the root. Otherwise it won't compile. So we delete utils here, then these things just don't compile because they expect it to exist. And then likewise, cairowindow is going to assume that this exists, obviously, and I think it uses that one, and this definitely uses this one, and it uses this one. Cairowindow is not using thread save, I think, or is it? That would be weird. I don't think it is. No, it's not. Sorry, I was reading thread pool. Thread save would be possible, but I don't think it is using that. I think I only have it because this is using it or something. Requires it. So my tools or libraries are not really libraries, they're just Git submodules. And then if they are very template heavy, then they might be header only. Well, seldom, but you know, theoretically. So we're going to transform is probably going to be header only because it's going to be very template-ish. So we're just going to define headers in it that define templates, and then those templates can be used by both cairowindow without depending on Qt. As well, I can still use it without cairowindow in a Qt program. And then I use it for my coordinate transformations there, which was the whole idea from the start. I probably should go to bed before I look at what the AI is doing now, because otherwise I will either not be able to sleep or I will stay up very long to fix it, to fix everything. More water for Carlo. Investigating installation issues. Did it try to install something? You don't even get to see anymore what it is doing. But, yeah. That's what it is doing. I hacked the codex and reveal in this window exactly what it is doing. So it's trying to compile stuff. And that fails, apparently. There we have before. So every time it tries to execute something, I'm printing this in JSON, I think this is. Execute output, yeah, execute, it tries, this is the command that it runs. Up, ls -1 something, and then you get output. What, that was all command? God. A temporary CPV. Oh boy. It writes it executes commands with a complete program. Writes a complete program which is written to this file, and then that file is being compiled and run all in one command. And then it removes it. That was sneaky. Sneaky AI. Well, it's, by the looks of it, it's just testing out how stuff works. And then the output is Q transform semantic knows its file directory. Shit, everything was deleted. Yeah. This does not exist. So the compile fails, I guess. So unclear. Oh, the compile failed because of this one line here. Q transform knows its file directory. Yeah, dude, you have to link with libqt. It doesn't know how to do that, or what? Oh, no, it does. Qt5. I'm using Qt6. No, yeah. Why is it using 5 suddenly? Still Qt not. Here it should just stop and say, Carlo, please help. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing wrong? But instead, it just goes on and on and on and on and on until it succeeds, apparently. Okay, it succeeded. Yeah, I suppose this was needed to get it, but normally you get that from, you know, running. Where was it? Running this. C-flex. Lips? Yeah, both. But just Q. Why? Just stupid, man. Okay, so that is what it is doing. And then what we see here is this. Nothing. It could be hacking my PC in the meantime, if I hadn't this sneaky window that shows me exactly what it is doing. Yeah, I think I just need Qt. No, I don't. There's no Qt PC. What am I doing myself then? I think I have, well, in source probably, in the CMake library, Qt6. C, and then we use widgets. Qt widgets. So maybe I have, oh, what? No, I was here. Qt6. Nope, there's no Qt6. Okay, big guns. As usual, lib Qt, anything? It doesn't exist. Bigger guns. Pacman, Q everything, grep, case insensitive, Qt. Oh, insensitive. We have something. And we have Qt6. Now the most general library thing. Base. That doesn't get any more stuff than like that. And do we have widgets here or something? I don't see widgets. Okay, so Pacman Q list. Yeah, that looks like lib. Oh, it's not. Oh, what? No, yeah, that's too much. Grep. Grep lib. Plugins still impossibly much because of that. That doesn't help. Grep lib and anything about the slash because that's not useful. Now we have libq stuff, but still looking for. Here it is. Oh, it's a capital Q. I typed capital Q and capital T, I think. Okay, anyway, there are loads of libraries here, so this should be the one, at least on Arch, that also has the .pc file, so we can find it. Don't need that then. Grep .pc. There they are. Do we have widgets here? Yes. So this is the one that we need. So I should have done widgets. Ding. That's what you need to link with. And it used that instead. I don't know why. You do miss stuff then, do you not? The question, of course, is where is the Q transform? So we can do find. Well, it's going to be somewhere in here. Name Q transform. Just like that, yeah. Oh, that is Qt. Q, I mean. There. Okay, then nobody knows why it didn't find the header. Strange. Well, I don't care. Oh, maybe because it was using 5. Let's try that then. 5. Yeah, of course it was using. This is Qt6. So it was so stupid to use 5, right? 5. It was using 5. Yeah. Then you won't find it. Because... wait a minute. It's still there. It is still there, man. Slash Q transform. It's just there. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. A refactor transform to be Qt free by introducing a find transform concept and a default native backend, a find transform 2D in source transform.h and source transform.h. Transform now takes an extra template parameter, a find transform backend, defaulting to a find transform 2D. What? Make syntax. Grab sources. Oh, that's a native thing. So it just creates its own library. Sorry, its own matrix here. 6. Yeah, so it doesn't do the 001, of course. So it basically is 3 by 3 matrix for affine transformations. This is re-implementing a matrix library here. Is it not a little bit too? Is a little bit too independent, as it were. I mean, if you don't use Qt, then you know, feel free to use. Well, come on, this must be matrix library number 320 on my machine. So let's not use Qt, but then usually I use, if I don't use one thing, I use something else. I forgot what. I think cairowindow is even using it, so I might as well use that then. But what? What's it called? Matrix library that I'm using. Alzheimer. Alzheimer is coming to you. To YouTuber near you. Come on, what's it called? Eigen. So it's already using Eigen, so might as well use Eigen. The very least. I mean, I wanted to use Eigen for cairowindow. And we have math, which is having a matrix, believe it or not. Oh, he's using Eigen. Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought it was implementing it all by itself as well. This is a bit. I'm pretty sure I have one that is just, you know, doing the same thing, implementing its own matrix. We'll never find it back. Well, it's gonna be double M something, I bet. Don't you think? Maybe I deleted it. Okay, lots of doubles. Or an array of doubles. Totally possible. Yeah, there's no matrix here. So it could be. I'm just gonna do grab sources even. Now we have an array anyway. An array of double. Noise delta calibration test for Bezier curve. So no, unless Bezier curve is doing it, but I don't think so. So maybe a vector. No, it is not. Apparently I got rid of it. I'm just using Eigen all over the place. Also no. Yeah. Well, I could use maybe you know, an array of. No, yeah, forget it. Wait a minute. Actually, do I not have something like it in Bezier curve? Bezier curves also have there is no Bezier curve here. That is in cairowindow. Yeah, this is going to use Eigen then, right? Right. Cairowindow. Yeah, it is not really reusable then. Yeah. And that is a 2x4 apparently. But okay, it's called matrix, so we found something. I'm happy. Totally not what, that's not even a real matrix. Well, I don't know. Okay, so I should have used eigen, I think. Should have used eigen. Did it also add, let's go here, git status. Holy, almost no changes. Q transform, Q transform like. Ouch. Oh, this is the Q transform affine transformation. This is something that is specifically for Q transform. Wraps stuff. Okay, whatever. What? Empty line here. Don't do that, man. And we have this one. Probably just look at the div. Find transformation. This is the concept, and then we get the matrix. Find transform 2D. And then the transform was transformed into something that uses a find transform backend. The transform is still transform then, but now you can, you know, use different backends basically. What is this? Multiplication. Over my head. This is just most suspicious about adding new code. Yeah, like, I don't know. It seems that it is only necessary to print stuff, so then it's not that important, I guess. Decrease. We're rotating and decrease. Yeah, I guess it compiles even. Well, that pretty much used the transform. Do we have anything else that uses it? Well, it has to be in here. Maybe tesseract. Yeah, my sliders still work. Oh. Maybe it's me, but it looks more blinky, like slower. I'm not sure. It's already pretty not very nice to look at. Feeling that it is slower. It is slower, isn't it? I think it is a tiny little bit slower. But this is doing a lot of stuff. Over and over. Yeah. Yes, C++ is better than C, of course it is. I'm afraid I'm going to bed because before I really dive into this, because, well, there is no end to it, is it? The transform T naming. I avoided it entirely and used a fine transform backhand and a fine transform concept instead. Okay. If you ever see a T-circuit code, use shorthand word type. That's the most horrible thing ever. I would use this type. Hey, no abbreviation. Okay. I think normally it's just template really, but class. A class is a type. So a class that has a T at the end is a template, I think. Or just someone with fat fingers and accidentally hit the T and it just stayed there historically. Okay, let's go to bed. Good night. Or can I go to bed without playing a game of chess? Probably not. Let's play until I lose, okay? It's probably the first game. The very first game. I begin with d4 because I want to play c4 and then fight for the center. Oh, that's very lame. Yeah, okay, attack the center again. And it's already 3 times defended. I want to play this one too. I'm probably not going to be able to. Just then play it 1. And what is he doing? What is he doing? Well, if I put my beautiful bishop in front of it, he's probably going to take it because all my pawns are on black. I don't want to exchange this. Put my 9 in front of it and my bishop cannot be developed. So yeah, no. Let's put the knight there. Plus I need my bishop to take this pawn here, of course, if he takes like that. Let's develop the bishop because I want a castle. Develop this bishop as well. No, he could take here now. I move this bishop and then he takes. It's not taking. Okay, no, he could take here. I take, and go here, take, this one is attacked, he has to go there, and my queen is here. I can give check like that. Get this pawn in front of it, which is so slightly annoying. But still, is that just good for me? This pawn doubled here. Feels good. I might as well wait with it, I suppose. Let's just develop this. So I don't mind if he takes my bishop. It's a bad bishop. And now I can't move the knight back though. But okay, just not do that. Take with the bishop or with the pawn. If I take with the pawn, it just exchanges here, and I have a extra center pawn and an open file, and I can castle on. It is an idea. But what is my rook going to do here? This pawn is also becoming weak. It's just take with the bishop, which comes with a threat, namely threatening to take. Oh, he's going to take this pawn now. I had missed that completely. I could, well, I can take myself now. Go for the draw-ish, because I got scared. Oh, extra center pawn. And then the question is this a weak pawn, or can we push it? Cannot push it yet. Actually, I can push it. If I push it and he takes, I win a rook here. Just immediately push it. Pushy, pushy, pushy. Let's push the pawn. Even before I castle. Because, well, what shall we do now? Make an isolated pawn here in the center. I'm never going to get castle. Finally I castled. Next we are going to get rid of this weak pawn here. Should develop my rook first, probably this rook. The knight is going here and then there. We know it. And if not, then I'll push my pawn. Okay. So the knight is now no longer coming here, which is very happy for us. And this one is going over here, putting more pressure. And then this one is going over here, stopping the knight from going there as well. And then finally I'm going to use this rook. I could put queen over here attacking this pawn, but yeah, at least I would just put my rook here. Let's just first develop this. Okay. Now the rook can go here, attacking that one 3 times, and he can basically only have it defended then by moving the knight back. And then I take. Can I take? Let's see. I go here, knight goes there. I take a pawn, he takes a bishop. Shit. That's not good. He defends it 3 times. But why not? And let me just go here. So now take, and then the queen can go, and then I win this pawn and go, and then I will be mated here. Or the knight takes, same thing, except then I'm not mated. So I'm threatened to take it, except that he takes with the queen, at which point I can still not take the pawn. Could make a hole first. Let's make a hole first. Now I'm definitely threatened to win this pawn. Definitely threatening. So he's going to do that first. Well, it's 3 against 2. The rook has to go there. I'm glad I'm white. No, yes, no. Oh, well, that gives me the opportunity to get rid of my weak pawn with attack on this pawn and that pawn. So now I can just take it. Well, with the bishop then, of course. So I take, he takes, I take. Up the. You cannot even go here. Dude, I'm totally winning here. This is on the fire. He kind of has to take it. I'm 1 pawn up. He has a very far free pawn. I have to admit that. Okay, if I take with the queen and exchange queens, that should be drawish. I probably should take with the rook. Then the rook can go back and block and attack this pawn. Yeah, why not? Can give check, but what does that do? What does that do? Okay, I could get check at a check here, and then go to put the rook back, attack on the queen and that pawn. Damn it, I missed it. Too late. Yeah. I should have done that probably. The bastard. I think I can do this. I can do this. Oh, he can defend it. I had not seen that he could defend it. Yeah, I'm down in time and everything. This is a far free pawn, so let's take it. It's probably better. He's going to go behind it, and then I cannot even. Man, this is bad. That was not a bad move. No. I'm totally losing. Yeah, of course. I'm losing this, right? Is it lost? That is the question. Looks lost. I think it is not lost actually, but I have no idea how to play this. You have to keep nagging the king from the side and then I think from the side. So that's what I'm doing. fuck me. Yeah, I can go to bed. Damn it. I think it was a draw, but how? Let's figure that out. Black is winning. When was the last draw? Must have misunderstood something. Yeah, this is a draw. So what I did was I went there. Okay, I should stop him from giving check, and now black can do nothing. Black just gives away a pawn here. Come on, that's nonsense. So we could try this, for example, and then I just do nothing. Because here, it's totally drawn, so just take it. Now I have a check. I can go in between. I'm gonna go back. It goes here. I do nothing. Hey, this is only one move. What about this move? Oh, also a draw. Okay. Stay on this line. Go here. Stay on the line. To stay on this line. Oh, let's not do that. Stay on this line. Go here. And now he does it. Okay, let's go here again. Then I have to give check. This is not good. Oh, that is losing. Yeah. Here we have to give check. No. How about he does that? Oh, I gives away a pawn. Oh, right. Yeah. You can't do that. You have to go back with the rook. Check here. Rook. Yeah, interesting. So what about this attempt? Now it goes there. Interesting. So this still draw. Yeah, it's true, of course. I do win a pawn here. No, you can give check, but then I can go there. And I start running. Take it. Running. And I stop it in time. Sort of. What kind of move is that? It's like, yeah, A1, everything is a draw. So let's play the very first move that is generated. Cannot play this. Give check. Oh yeah, that's dangerous. The rook has to go. What about this one? You can't take it anyway. Goes this. Is this yep, still a draw. Okay. Then I'm going to eat you. No, eat you. No, eat you. Okay. So that's how we give it a draw. I have to remember that. 2 pawns, 2 rooks, no problem. How long has this been a draw? Oh, wait a minute, that was just from the game. Yeah, he could have won, but he didn't. He went there, and then it's a draw. Yeah, it's also a draw. I'm going to lose this, and the only way to win it, if we give it a draw, is by moving my rook here. Why? Oh, because then I take that one, of course. Yeah, that's definitely a threat. So if he doesn't want that, he has to defend it. And if he goes there, I just go back. And he goes there, I just go back. Man, chess is so easy. How did I miss this? Unbelievable. See where this guy gave it away, or did he? All this time it was a draw. I just didn't know how to play the bloody endgame. I'm better here even. And here I would have, here I was winning. Yeah, the check was better. So I thought, well, let's go here. Oh yeah, and then I saw I could win a pawn, actually. So what, check there, check there. And what was my plan here? Plan was check, right? There's only one check. Check. No, I don't know. I saw something else. This is very winning. How can this be very winning? Check. Do something and then rather than mate. And he has to start to give away everything, of course. Rather than mate again. Win the queen. If you do that, why is this winning? Guys, I'm threatening mate as I move the rook. Check anyway. Check like this. Force the king in the open. Go behind my pawn, that doesn't do anything. Ridiculous move. Yeah, this is too difficult. I'm going to bed. Good night.